What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Benzinga Crypto Show. Spencer Israel here with the one and only lovely Catherine Ross. Catherine, good evening for you. Good afternoon for me. Good evening for you. How's it going? How you doing today?
It's doing great. We have a huge bank of material that is very interesting and controversial at the same time. So let's just dive right into it.
Should we start with coins on the move?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Green on the screen.
Yep. This is what we like to see. Not me, but I mean our viewers and every single trader out there.
Wait. What do you mean not you? You don't like when crypto is higher?
No, I mean it's good. It's pretty good, but I just personally do not believe that it's gonna last. I'm very critical. That's just
smalls. All right. Anyway, green on the screen.
Yes.
Tell us more.
So, actually, new report shows that crypto users worldwide have doubled from 106 million in January to 221 million in June, which is surprising actually, because you see, we had this like short-term bearish dip, I'd say. So it's like pretty surprising. And at the same time, Ethereum outperformed every single benchmark asset, including Bitcoin, which is very interesting. This report has been published by Coinbase Institutional. So they have based it on the interest that they have received from their like huge clients, right? That are buying in huge bunch of assets. So they are very interested in Ethereum. And I think a lot of people are interested in Ethereum. So how much we've got? It is up by how much according to CoinMarketCap? Oh, so it's up by
today, 2.5, 2 2/3% today.
Yeah. Oh, what are you looking at?
No,
our heat map, right?
That's our heat map, right?
Yeah. So currently, according to Ethereum, it's up by 2%, which is a way higher than what Bitcoin has. Bitcoin is up 0.89%. Crazy.
Wait, who had the report again? I'm sorry. It was Coinbase. So when Coinbase says that Ethereum outperformed Bitcoin, they mean in terms of price or outperformed all other assets. They say they mean in terms of price, or they mean in terms of like institutional interest, or both?
Both okay. Actually, because this asset appreciated 895% over the past 12 months, and by 210% over the past 6 months. So yeah, I think a lot of investors are looking into Ethereum, and a couple of reasons have actually contributed to that interest, right? So the first one is the potential of Ethereum in general, and the fact that it's based on the fact that a lot of applications are built on Ethereum, especially a lot of NFTs and a lot of DeFi platforms, right? Including very popular platforms, decentralized exchanges. So the interest is up, even though we have several competitors in the market, including Solana Labs, that apparently has a huge, like a very high number of transactions that they perform, up to 50,000 transactions per second. So it's much more than Ethereum has. So there are promising projects out there, but Ethereum is still the one. Yeah, I think those numbers are actually going to change in a year. Probably.
Really?
Yes, that's my take.
Why?
That's my take. Well, as I've just said, there are competitors that are providing like a huge, sometimes it's cross-chain platforms that actually increase the number of transactions that can be performed. And even we're speaking about Solana, we have spoken to them before. We have an interview with them posted on YouTube. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's on YouTube, even though we ran it live as well. So they say that they have a huge potential to be better than Ethereum, because Ethereum has Ethereum 0.2 coming this summer, even though it doesn't look like that, but it was promised. It is highly anticipated, and it's actually going from proof of work to proof of stake, which is much more environmentally friendly and expected to be faster. But my take, there are projects out there, they're gonna outperform Ethereum next year.
Okay.
I hope I'm right. Yeah, I hope I'm
All right.
So we have a bearish prediction from a very prominent investor, which goes by Mr. Whale on Twitter, right? So this investor has a huge following, and we previously talked about his guide that he published, his guide on how to survive and how to manage your assets and your portfolio during bearish markets. So yeah, and he's still pretty bearish, as you've just seen. Yeah, that's the one. I love the picture.
This is the guide. And this is all right. Back to the relevant information. This stuff.
Yeah. So in this guide, he mentioned that we're gonna go as low as $10,000 in 2022. So next year, Bitcoin is gonna go as low as 10K, which is impossible to imagine right now because we are like 39K and 40K. We saw a 60K in May, so it's impossible to predict that. Spencer, do you believe that Bitcoin is going to go as low as 10K?
Gosh, I hope so. That would let me buy a lot more at a much cheaper price. But I said that I was looking to buy more last week, and I kind of forgot about it. And now I'm a little bit upset. Not a little bit, a lot upset because I was eyeing Bitcoin down to 30,000. But like I said, I forgot. I didn't do anything, and so that was $10,000 ago. So if Bitcoin fell to 10, I would absolutely buy more. That'd be great. I would buy more.
I've seen this meme on Twitter that shows a lot of people in line where there is a hype on the market. So when prices are going up, there's a huge line of people buying in, and when the prices are lower, like way lower, there is no one who's buying. And this is actually what we have seen on the market, right? So we have seen huge interest from traders when Bitcoin was at 60K, and it's like I don't understand that. We've seen like lower transactions, lower wallet movements, between different wallets and exchanges. So I don't understand that. I'm with you on that one. I'm gonna buy more if we at 10K, but we probably need to wait till next year. So even though we are seeing like green movement, it's all green and it's pretty exciting. He still says that almost everyone is ultra bullish right now, predicting a surge to 100K and even 1 million this year. That's impossible. I do not agree with that. That's impossible.
There's no way. Come on.
Let's be realistic. I have no idea what needs to happen when for Bitcoin 10.
I love this comment. Catherine, you and I were just talking about, you and I were just saying this before we hopped on, right?
Yeah.
You and I were just saying it's like Solar Up is in our heads. We were just saying the exact same thing. All of news on crypto comes from people on Twitter. Because Catherine always like pulls out these random tweets, and I'm like, where did these come from? But this is exactly what we were saying. This is like the state of the world right now.
For the record, I'm upset with the fact that we have to look at our Twitter feeds to find out who said what, especially like prominent commentators,
right?
Like Dogecoin co-creator Billy Marcus, and then Pump. I love Anthony Pompliano, but it's like it's still Twitter, and I hate the fact that our news are based on the fact that we just scroll down Reddit and Twitter. Solar Up, I agree with you. I'm right there with you. I hate it, and it's like from anonymous traders, and the fact that we covering this right now is because they have huge following and might have been right once in a while, but we don't like those analysts that you might have seen working for Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and like different more serious companies. They just they're not sure, so they don't make any announcement, any statements. This is where we at in life, and I told this to Spencer right before the show.
She did. Solar Up. She was saying that we were saying the exact same thing. Okay, what else we got here? We have.
Ooh, you love this one, right?
Oh, this is what I'm excited for. Wait.
Yeah.
Can I pull up? Speaking of random tweets, let's bring up some random tweets here, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Please.
Catherine, explain to us why we are showing these random tweets on our screen right now.
I can't stop laughing. So, we have a person on Twitter who is an astrologist by her nature, but she has been making predictions, on the crypto market. And the reason I'm telling you this now is that she was right. Once one of her tweets was actually correct on when we're going to see huge spikes in BTC price. So she published that in January, and she turned out to be right. On May 16th, she predicted that BTC price is going to, go way higher. And I believe this is the date when it touched 60K levels. And also she predicted that July 25th is also another day when Bitcoin is going to go up. And this is exactly what we saw with markets right now. July 25th, right after, unconfirmed rumors that Amazon is going to accept Bitcoin as payment, which turned out to be untrue. The very next day, Amazon actually, denied this plans. So the, Bitcoin and crypto market went up. So she's using astronomy
astrology, right?
Yeah, astrology, sorry.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, not astronomy.
I think that's what this market's been missing. We've been missing some astrology, I think.
What are you doing to me?
That's the one thing we need more of on this channel is astrology. So wait, what is this here? This one says Jupiter is back in Aquarius. I don't really know what that means. Number might go up. Reopenings probably go down. I have no idea what this means, but I don't really care. Catherine, can we get this woman onto the show? I need to know what the star signs are saying about the crypto markets, and I'm being completely genuine, please.
Yeah, I'll do my best to bring her in the show for sure. Yes, are you gonna show the video, the TikTok video?
Oh, sure. It's on mute, so the sound is off. Here.
On YouTube and in TikTok, you can find them. I've seen this and been like, yeah, this looks like some kind of like lockdown reinstating, and we can see masks shit picking back up. What? So until the end of the year, I do see, given the cooler weather and the reaction to whatever developments are happening in the world, there being a revocation of reopenings.
What does this have to do with cryptocurrency?
This does likely mean more money printing and handouts from the economy.
The numbers might go up,
but hopefully Bitcoin number go up again. So
okay, I can't handle it anymore. I can't handle that anymore.
So this is again. I'm sorry. I can't stop. I'm sorry, guys.
Where do you find these people, Catherine?
Oh, I'm on Twitter. I have been around in the crypto space for like almost 5 years, so I know where to look. Before we're gonna bring our very exciting guest, I'm gonna tell you one more piece of news, and that's the fact that Elon Musk confirmed or revealed that Tesla holds close to 42,069 Bitcoin. So that's pretty. I actually would love to see how much it means today, because they've bought way back, right? So BTC to dollar, confirming as we speak. So it's going to be worth, okay. It's going to take time for, okay. So it's almost 6.
Wait, Joe, all right, while she does that, Joe M, in all seriousness, why don't you want Astrology Lady on the show? For all
we are trying to bring her on the show. That was actually Spencer's idea. And
it's my idea. Why is that so bad?
It's not bad. I haven't thought about it.
Well,
right?
Joe M doesn't like my idea, so.
Yeah, well, why not? We don't have anything else confirmed for actual, price analysis. So why not,
Exactly. It's all astrology anyway. What's the difference? What's the difference between astrology and reading a chart? Hector Garcia, you're on the right track. I'm with you, man. Anyway, what was the calculation there?
Okay, I'm trying to look and sort of put. So apparently, Tesla is holding 669 million Bitcoin right now, which is a pretty huge number, I'd say. Wow. So he just responded on Twitter to some guy saying that this is the approximate amount they are holding. He said that it's close to, but a little bit less.
Okay, just a troll at heart. Anyway, let's move on here. Our guest is in the green room. We should probably mention Robinhood, right? Just a little bit.
Yeah, Robinhood has gone public today.
Yes.
Can we check? How much does the stock cost?
We certainly can. It actually rebounded. Everybody was dancing on the grave of Robinhood.
Yeah.
They were dancing on the grave when it was down at 33. And now it's back up to 36. So this is a crypto play, right? They've got crypto exposure. You can buy and sell crypto on Robinhood. So let's go for it.
I'm just going to mention a couple of comments that Vlad Tenev mentioned today on Bloomberg. So he said that crypto is a very important development for them in the future. So they're going to look into more services that then they can provide to crypto traders on their platform than just trading, which is very exciting. I'd love to see, what they can offer. He also said because their motto is security first, security comes first.
Right.
Emily Chan, with my best and one of my favorite Bloomberg TV hosts, said, what does it mean for crypto, right? Crypto is very volatile. So how would you provide security in the crypto markets? And he said that they are looking into providing more liquidity. And this also confirms the rumors that we have, and we published that earlier today, that Uniswap, I think one of the biggest decentralized exchanges at the moment, is looking to partner with Robinhood Crypto to provide more liquidity. The CEO of, later actually retracted her words, but the comments is out there during the conference. So I think she was just made to shut up her mouth before it's going public. I think we're going to expect some pretty cool partnership in the future, but not now. So yeah.
Okay. All right, Catherine, who's our guest today?
We have Stephen Gregory, the CEO of Currency.com. Yeah.
All right. Let's bring him on now. Steve Gregory, welcome to the show.
Hi, Spencer. Hi, Catherine. How you doing?
Hi, Steve. We're doing great. It's pretty green. We are excited to have you back because we didn't have a lot of time to talk to you last time. So first of all, I think I saw that Currency.com is a platform, right? But you actually represent Currency.com US, right? Is that correct?
Yes, correct. We do different subsidiaries for different licensed jurisdictions.
Okay, so this is the same company, but just the one that is represented in the U.S. is Currency.com US. I have a disclaimer to make. I was an acting editor-in-chief back in the day for Currency.com, which is a pretty cool time. But it's not a conflict of interest. Mm-hmm. Steve is just pretty awesome guest. So I'm actually interested in how does the platform work in general, because you offer tokenized stocks, right? So walk us through the entire process of that and the legality of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way we tailor our products, we want to be a global exchange, obviously. So what we do is we get licensing in various jurisdictions, and then we launch our products applicable to those jurisdictions. So in the US, launching tokenized stocks is probably not here yet. Maybe in the next couple of years it will be, but abroad where there's sort of more friendly jurisdictions, like, for example, Gibraltar, Belarus, we may launch other products or the Seychelles that will allow us to list tokenized stocks. Definitely our customers want it. It seems like a really cool feature. I think it's something that, we've seen other exchanges like FTX, Binance have some success with it as well. I think in the future, hopefully we can list it for everyone.
So it's not a legal asset, right, yet in the U.S., but what kind of category does it fall in? So is it security? Is it going to be a commodity?
I would say, definitely it's a security, but it's a token based on the price of a security. So it's not physically settled in that security. So sort of the way the U.S. law works is, we have a framework by the SEC of, how securities are supposed to work. Tokenized assets would obviously fall outside of that because it'd be a finite amount of stock that'd be issued by the company. So I think it's going to take some time for the SEC to ever get comfortable with this kind of stuff, or FINRA to get comfortable with it. But, if there's consumer demand, it'll hopefully push up the timetable for them to actually provide clarification on if this is allowed.
Steve, I'm curious, what are some of the risks that maybe we're not thinking of here with regards to tokenized with these assets or these securities?
I think that's going to largely be based on how the platform rolls out their product. So if you can make adequate controls, there probably should be very limited risks to doing it. However, there is possibilities for market manipulation if you allow very high leverage products, or you allow people to sort of influence the price of the underlying asset because, abroad there was so many people using the tokenized stocks and pushing the price one way or the other. It could affect the actual marketplace of the stock. But I think, those risks are probably overstated because, obviously New York Stock Exchange trades way more volume than crypto by a lot.
I do have a follow-up on what you previously said. So Binance is actually having regulatory issues right now with the same asset that you offer, tokenized stocks, right? So just a couple of weeks ago, they announced that they're just like completely stopping this sale, this process, and the users have, I think, a month, no, until September, so pretty much a month, to withdraw and to withdraw those assets and completely stop trading. So where are you on that? Because it's illegal for Binance, but it's not illegal for currency.
So I think it was an internal risk decision by Binance, not necessarily illegal. I think that each exchange has to tailor its own risk tolerance based on whatever products they list. I think for us, we haven't had the regulatory scrutiny that Binance has had. So I think Binance is probably pulling back some of what they think is their riskier products. I mean, they dropped their max leverage down to 20x when it used to be formerly 100x. I think that's probably a decision to gain some leniency when they have this regulatory cloud hanging over their head. So I think their delisting it does not necessarily reflect the legality of it, just reflects sort of their internal risk discussion. I think Binance has been notoriously pretty cavalier with their risk tolerance throughout their history. I think now sort of coming back to in line with where the other exchanges are is sort of just a natural progression, that they got so big they don't want to necessarily be the outlier in the lightning rod.
So basically what you're saying, here's a hypothetical. If you're going to grow as big as Binance, right, and you have a representation in as many countries as possible, does that mean that you're going to have the same scrutiny at some point? Hypothetical.
I think that our approach is going to be different from the beginning. Our approach is clearly going to be embrace regulation, seek regulation, and provide appropriate guardrails and controls for our customers. I think if that is our motto going forward, that would likely offset a lot of the regulatory burden that we may face in the future. Because sort of if you build it right, you do it, follow the rules from the beginning, there's nothing like looming over your head that you could have a regulatory scrutiny later on down the road. So, I think it's in our DNA to sort of embrace regulation and be compliant and create the appropriate guardrails so that we don't have that hanging over our head. Because if you build a huge business and have a lot of success, the worst thing that can happen would just be have enforcement actions. So sort of erase all your success. So if you just do it carefully in the correct way from the beginning, your future success will not be denied, hopefully.
So Currencycom and providing tokenized stocks for trading, I know for a fact that it's legal in Belarus and CIS countries, including Russia. I'm not sure about Ukraine. And then it is legal. You have license in Gibraltar, right? Does that mean for the US, how are you approaching that? Is that even possible in the next year?
So I think we're gonna monitor the regulatory situation. I think obviously at first we want to roll out our spot market cryptocurrency platform. We want to get some people on the platform, get them familiar with our interface, and then I think our strategy is obviously to bring the products that people want as quick as we can. We're going to have discussions with the SEC, discussions with FINRA. One of our other entities is actually applying to be a broker dealer with FINRA here in the U.S. So we're going to have an ongoing dialogue with them. And I think, we want to be one of the first entities that's going to be able to list tokenized stocks when that's allowed. So, hopefully, I think we're going to see a lot of change in the space in the next couple of years. And hopefully we'll be right at the forefront of it because, we want to be involved in those discussions with regulators.
Any particular countries that you're looking at for expansion?
We're trying to expand our Asia reach. We just received a securities license in Australia. So we're going to be doing outreach in Australia. Obviously, the CIS countries are sort of where we started, and then we're going to continue through Europe. And as more regulatory clarity and regulatory developments happen all throughout the world, we're going to embrace those areas. So also the Middle East is another area we're targeting in Dubai.
Oh, Dubai, yeah, that's a pretty awesome market. I think you're gonna.
We're building a team there. So our staff is growing every day. I think we're over 600 people now. Wow. So try to expand everywhere.
Spencer, it looks like.
Well, I was going to ask more. You mentioned, as long as you provide guardrails and such things, you avoid a Binance type situation. So, what kinds of guardrails were you referring to?
I think one that probably got Binance in trouble or got Binance on people's radar is they engaged in trading for U.S. customers without licenses. This was, there was a time in 2018 when this was sort of like somewhat unsettled law, and it was crypto to crypto transactions. They didn't necessarily have the fiat on-ramps. However, I think we would do a more careful and nuanced analysis of local jurisdictions law, and we would probably not just heed all warnings. I think that we would obviously approach it and take a cautious approach.
So what kind of interest have you received during the peak markets, March, May, right? And then right now, is it lower right now from users? So,
I think the on-trend, the on-chain analytics indicate obviously that there's a lot less trading activity on exchanges, at least the past, I think it was about a 6-week, 8-week period. In the past week, we saw that run up on Sunday. We've seen a lot of action this week. There's definitely some price action. We're sort of locked in that range of like the 40,000 to 36,000 for Bitcoin. And I think that's obviously sort of towing the market. One thing I'm looking forward to is that the Ether upgrade is scheduled for August 4th. That likely will cause some volatility, obviously some interest. So, I'm sort of optimistic. I think, the old adage, like sell in May and just sort of wait until the fall because everybody goes away. I think August probably notoriously a slow month because people want to enjoy the summer, enjoy the beach. But, that's good for us because we're trying to roll out our product. And hopefully when the fall comes, when everybody's back at their desk and interested and there's, you got to be inside, we'll be ready to go. And hopefully the market will pick up. But, it's a lot better this year than it was 2 years ago, 4 years ago. So, it's just a more active market and it's a healthier market. So
I thought sell in May and go away was referred to stocks. I guess it refers to crypto too. I had no idea, but seemingly you're right because volumes have fallen off a cliff the last couple of months. So, I don't know.
Both July and August, dead time for trading. And Christmas at the same time, sees a pretty huge right before Christmas. It seems like everybody cashing out. Yeah, and Thanksgiving as well. Okay, so my next question is, are you looking into any other assets to offer to your traders, users?
Yeah, I think definitely. I think, I think there's going to be some movement with the Commodities Futures Trading Commission here in the U.S. that regulates derivatives and commodities. I think that a lot of exchanges are starting to throw their hat in the ring and try to get licensing there. I think that's definitely a strategy we are considering. I think bringing sort of like derivative products to retail investors or being able to give retail people access to commodities or indexes based on commodities or options based on commodities, I think is could be a great market. And I think it's in our DNA to educate our potential customers and then give them access to all sorts of asset classes. So I think, we're going to lead with education and then we're going to try to bring people interest in other, asset classes, other markets, other products.
Before we're going to go into your thoughts on the current market, right? How do you provide liquidity?
So we have, obviously we have a pretty robust exchange already abroad. So we're going to do sort of a shared order book among our entities abroad. So people all around the world will trade with each other, although it's sort of anonymized. You don't know exactly who you're matching with, but we have a robust matching engine. We also use market makers, liquidity providers to some extent as well, just like everybody else.
So your thoughts on the current market? What is happening?
I think it was pretty cool to see that. I guess I don't know the analysis of it, but the supply shock that happened on Sunday, that was really cool to get sort of like some movement that we hadn't had in a couple of months. Like I said, I think the Ether upgrade happening should provide some sort of movement in the market. There's a lot of cool altcoin projects that are rolling out, and there's some having some sort of events with altcoins right now that are happening. So we'll see. I think likely, not much movement until the fall, but we'll see. The levels I'm watching are sort of the 36K and then the 40K or 41K. So that, those two numbers, a break to either side of that, I think we're going to see something happen.
Spencer, I know we're running out of time. So my last question, we have quoted earlier today a prominent anonymous crypto traders on Twitter. Do you believe that we're going to see the price going down as low as 10K? Is it even possible? 10K. Yeah.
Personally, I would say it's definitely possible. I think, March 12th of 2020 or whatever it was, shocked me. After seeing that, anything's possible. You know, when the theory of like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange gaps from like this Friday to Monday show that there is gaps on there. I mean, all gaps have been filled. So you got to think that that's a trend that, you know, could definitely happen. I mean, the other thing too, this asset's only been around for 12 years. There's no real trends that you can discern in 12 years. So
great point.
You never know. Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Spencer, back to you.
Yeah, Steve Gregory, the CEO of Currency.com, joining us here on the Benzinga Crypto Show. Steve, we thank you for your time once again.
Thank you so much.
All right, have a good one.
See you soon.
Bye.
All right, Catherine, it is 2:32. Oh my goodness, the Biotech Buzz Show should be live right now, which means we gotta wrap it up. Any final thoughts on today?
Yeah, and don't hate me for that. No one knows what's gonna happen. See you on Tuesday. How about that?
No one knows what the future holds. Bye, everyone. Smash the like. Give us a subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll be back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right? All right. Have a good weekend, everyone. Biotech Buzz live right now. The stream will end and redirect to that.